Hi, welcome to the Andrew Buckle book review of John Romita's The Amazing Spider Man. Now this is the Artisan edition. You can see there is the art edition. You can see there's a bit of a size difference. Obviously that's the Fantastic Four one, but I must admit I prefer these Artisan editions than the other one. So heavy the art edition. You have to lug it around. It's very impractical to read actually. I think this is a much easier read. Now, obviously it's not in the same size as the original art, but it's still pretty impressive. And I think it's 152 pages. It's all obviously in black and white. Obviously it's a colour scan of black and white pages, so you've got all the various blue sort of pencil work all the way through it. So let's just, I love it. It's nicely done. I mean, the way it's very nice. Let's go to the back as well, so you can see the back. Mysterio being bashed there, and deservedly so as well. Says all the people involved in the project, and I look forward to every time I read about an Artisan edition coming out. I think, yes, excellent, another one, because I would love to see all of their art editions come out as Artisan editions. But obviously at the moment there's about 7 or 8, I think. There's not that many. I wish there were more, definitely. So IDW and Marvel. And there's all the various contents. It includes 67, 68, this is obviously Amazing Spider Man, 69, 71, 75, and 84. And then going through, you've got this, I'm not certain why they included that. I must admit I would have preferred another couple of pages of original covers or some sort of sketches or something. That would have been much nicer. But however, I do love it. I look at that, to squash a spider. And that's just absolutely beautiful. You've obviously got all the writing on there around the edges. You've also got obviously signed by Jim Mooney and John Romita as well. And it's Mysterio. Mysterio is massive size, or Spider-Man shrunk, whatever, one way around. And it's in a fairground. And of course, Mysterio is doing his usual tricks and things. So I'm certain you've read the story. That's the thing about all these. I've read all the stories. I'm certain most people have read all the omnibus editions or epic collections or whatever. But it is really glorious to see all the pencil work, seeing all the where the lines are, and sometimes quite different position. You can see where sort of sketches and absolutely. I'd actually love to see the back of these as well. In terms of the back, but obviously the back of the sheet, it'd be really nice if they could show those. Because I'm certain sometimes there's some drawings and sketches and things worked out on the back. And that would have been really quite nice to include at the back. There's some bonus material, but not too much. Actually, I think it's about the skimpiest I've seen in terms, but it's still, I mean, I'm very happy. It's got some great stories. I love this one. The only trouble is with Mysterio one, it doesn't include the start story. That would have been really, obviously, this is a two-parter. And I've read it, so I'm not too worried, but it still would have been nice to have had the whole thing. But you've got Mysterio, obviously, it finishes it off, but it's not. But you've got some just really, truly superb artwork there. Now, there's a few pages, and this is one of them, you just see there, that's is not from the original scanned pages. So, sadly, obviously, they couldn't find everyone. I assume they're around, or maybe they've been destroyed. Who knows? So it's then on to the next one. Most of the stories, the rest of them, well, other than the Quicksilver one, I suppose, is this tablet and also the Kingpin. So the Kingpin turns up as Kingpin. Now, unfortunately, as I said, it's a bit of a gap between the stories, so it's sort of like suddenly stops, and then you obviously, but you've got the epic collection. I'm certain you can quickly read the story if you want to. But you got Kingpin. The Kingpin's absolutely enormous. I love the way he just sort of finishes off all these people. He's always doing this, sort of having these gang of thugs around him. Oh, yeah, no, I'm showing you I'm so much stronger than you lot. You're useless. And then, of course, one turns around accidentally and says about his wife. And, of course, that's it. Get out of the town. I'm surprised he's still got his head left, considering how strong Kingpin is. And you got, obviously, that Peter Parker goes into this. It's quite a bit of Peter Parker in this. You got him there at the museum exhibit. This, obviously, artifact that the Kingpin wants. Though I don't know why he just didn't take a photograph of it. I know that sort of spoils the story a bit. Just go in there. Doesn't have to steal it. Just take a photograph of the thing, because that's all he wants. He wants the thing. There's nothing on the tablet per se. Just maybe the paper might have actually had a picture of the thing. Why not just work out the formula from that? Anyway, That's a minor point. Obviously, the Kingpin must have it because, you know, he's got to have it. Anyway, you've got obviously great battles between Spidey and Kingpin, and I love it. Into the Kingpin's clutches. Mission crush the Kingpin. And you've got there, obviously, the mission crush the Kingpin. And of course, you mentioned my wife. I think he must have done it about 50 times. Bang! Doesn't mean they never learn. No, don't mention his wife around the Kingpin. Anyway, I love the way only the Kingpin's naked strength can accomplish such a feat. And he pulls, obviously, this massive, he's got this huge safe. Hang on, what about the Hulk, Thor, what, 4 million other people, Superman and virtually everyone else? They're all super strong. Maybe a team of about 50 people, you know, pulling it. They might be able to get into your vault. But anyway, a mere quibble on that one. But I love this story. This is one of my favourites. I really was a mega fan, not so much so now, of the Quicksilver character. And I love this when this came out. I thought, wow. And I got this one. And sadly, I haven't got this issue at all now. But it's still a great story. And the artwork's again, you can always see all the blue as well. I just love the blue work. Obviously, sometimes you can like see the door is slightly shifted. Door was in one place, now it's slightly in another bit place. Obviously moved around. But you've got Quicksilver whizzing in there. And though I must admit, I always think slightly, I mean, now I'm a bit more critical of Quicksilver. Because I think, why didn't he learn a few more tricks? I mean, there's a bit here enabling me to defy gravity itself. And he whizzes down the building. He's got there, whizzing down there. Which he does very successfully. But he doesn't seem to do that very often. It's one of those things that he sort of thinks, does he forget about it or something, these skills? And he never seems to learn many other things either. You'd think that if you got this skill, you'd spend a lot of time practicing lots of ideas. You think, well, maybe I could do this. Maybe I could fly. Maybe I could, maybe I could do this. Because that's what you'd think. But instead, he never seems to. He sort of doesn't seem to practice his skills. He's got, you know, I suppose there's a certain arrogance that he's always had. And maybe that's thing. Anyway, battles Spidey, and I love that story. That was just absolutely... I don't know who would win, actually. I think Spidey would still win. Spidey's infinitely more inventive than Quicksilver. Death Without Warning. That's just a classic as well. You've got Death Without Warning. It's one where you've got Silvermane, the character, and he's obviously getting younger because obviously, to spoil the story somewhat, you know, he obviously got the artifact. However, on to the next one. And you've got a lot, this absolutely glorious one, the Kingpin Strikes Back. And I love the snow coming down there. You've got snow there. Though I don't know why he could have nicely blocked all it in white there. I love this one. Artist version of the man known as the Schemer. It's a comic strip. So you've got an artist version. Oh well. Maybe they could have put a photo in there. That would have been even better. Of course, there's a twist and turn. This one, insert stamp ad. You've got so you've got the ads there. Just absolutely good. I mean, they're really, if you get them now, if you want to get this, it's definitely one of those things because they don't seem to stay in print forever. And if you don't get it, that's it. It's gone. I have learned my lessons on that. I think, and then, no. Actually, I saw the Jim Lee one. It was the artist edition. I was quite tempted. And I saw it for a reasonable price. And I thought, oh, maybe. And now I looked at it again and I think, heart sinks. I think, no, it's gone up. That's it. Won't be getting that. However, hasn't got too many extras in this, which is quite surprising, which is slightly disappointing, actually. In fact, it's got 65. Saying that, it has actually got just the covers. Yep, hasn't got anything else, particularly. 75, 71. That's strange, I hadn't noticed that. So you've got here 65, 67, 71, 75, 80 and 82. Oh, this cover was lost, and this is the 82 one. It says this cover was lost for a time. And Marie Severin quickly composed a replacement for publication. Wow. It was eventually located and published on the cover of Marvel Tales. Didn't realise that. Anyway, you've got a lovely bio at the back of John Romita. And what an excellent... I love these. I have to say, as soon as they get announced, I'm just like instant pre-order as far as I'm concerned. The Steranko one, there's a Steranko one coming out. And there's also been one, there's been a couple. There's been a Star Wars one that never turned out. I thought, it'd be lovely if that came out. I love those Star Wars. And that seems to, and A few others have sort of like mysteriously never happened, which is always a pity. However, I absolutely love this. So I say totally recommended. I mean, if you love original art, you love Spidey, this is just a must-have as far as I'm concerned. Just brilliant collection. So superb. Oh, actually, Bundy. That's quite odd. The way they've done that. I don't know if that was on the original art edition, if they just put that, but it's just odd that they've actually put the pages on the back. It's quite nice, actually. In many ways, they should do that. They could actually do sort of, especially if it's got 5 stories in. So you could put the 5 things, like an omnibus collection. So you could actually see the stories you're going to get inside, and maybe a little couple of ones down the bottom to show the bonus material in terms of this and cover galleries and whatever. But I love this. Absolutely great.